What's going on, guys? JSGC here, back again for another Manchester City video, where today we're going to be doing my preview of Manchester City's home game against Real Madrid in the Champions League last 16 playoff first leg. I do feel like this is very much a now or never moment for Manchester City when it comes to the Champions League, with us having home advantage here in the first leg and Real Madrid having a bit of an injury crisis. We need to make sure that we're capitalising upon that. So before I do crack on with this video, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, then do subscribe to my channel. It is free to subscribe. Also, don't forget as well, social media links there in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorship for any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up on the video and do let me know your thoughts in the comments below, including your score and team prediction for this game. Finally, this video is sponsored and brought to you by Stocks FC. Stocks FC is a football stock market where you can buy stocks in your favourite players and earn cash rewards based on performances. Stocks FC are giving away 5 free stocks to every user that signs up this month to help get you started. Just use the link in the description or the QR code on screen. It'll send you to the sign up page where it's free to sign up and you get them 5 free stocks. Then free stocks are going to give you the chance to familiarise yourself with the platform. Now you can scout young new prodigies and buy them early before the price potentially rises. You can also buy stocks in star players too. You can get rewards when players are named in teams of the week, month and season. You can also get in-play rewards where players get a point for every goal, assist or key pass that they make, and this will allow you to earn weekly dividend payments. Your free loan stocks are eligible for cash reward payouts for 1 month, so why not get involved? Check the link in the description to get your 5 free loan stocks and begin your journey with Stocks FC. And thank you to Stocks FC for sponsoring this video. So, match information for this game taking place at the Etihad Stadium in the Champions League last 16 playoff first leg on Tuesday 11th of February 2025 with an 8 PM GMT kickoff time. Anyone heading to the Etihad Stadium, do enjoy yourselves. Alternatively, if you wanted to watch this game live, then it's being broadcast live on Amazon Prime Video. So our opponents, Real Madrid CF, formed in 1902, the most successful team in Champions League history, led by manager Carlo Ancelotti. They do find themselves domestically first in La Liga after 23 games with 50 points from them 23 games with 15 wins, 5 draws and 3 losses. Atletico Madrid only a point behind them, and also Barcelona hot on the tails of Real Madrid as well. Now they did finish 11th in the Champions League stage with 5 wins, 0 draws and 3 losses. They did play 1 game in England during that Champions League stage where they lost away to Liverpool 2-0 back in November. They did go on to win their next 3 games with away wins against Atalanta and Brest in France, and also a home win against RB Salzburg. They did lose at home to AC Milan, so they are beatable, and Manchester City need to ensure and take that into their mindset that Real Madrid can be beaten, and to not show them too much respect and try and approach this not like last season's game where Manchester City, I thought, were too respectful of Real Madrid and ultimately ended up going out, but the season before when Manchester City were ruthless against Real Madrid, and that's the standard that we've got to be looking for, because Real Madrid are the kind of team that if you're not going to put them out, then they will put you out, and they never know when they're beaten. So you've just quite simply got to keep going. And the importance of this, with the first leg being in England, Manchester City need an advantage. They need to take something that they can defend to the Bernabeu. They need to ensure that Real Madrid are chasing the game. Real Madrid get a result here at the Etihad, I can see it being one way in the second leg at the Bernabeu. So if Real Madrid come away from this game with a win at the Etihad or a draw, then I see Real Madrid going through. If Manchester City can get a win here, then we've got a chance to try and knock Real Madrid out at the Bernabeu. Ideally, really, if we want to go through, even though 1 goal win might not be enough for Manchester City, and I'm looking at Real Madrid with their injury crisis, and I'm thinking to myself that if City can get the win and we can win by 2 or 3, then Manchester City could be in a really good position. But how we've been this season, are we capable of that? How's this game going to go? We're looking at 2 fantastic teams, 2 teams with brilliant attacking players, 2 teams that defensively, in my opinion, very vulnerable, so it could be quite a high scoring game. Now Real Madrid's form looking good, 9 wins, 1 draw and 2 losses since they came back from their winter break. That's in all competitions. A grueling Madrid derby on Saturday night, finished 1-1 at home to Atletico, but form to me means absolutely nothing here. It's all about these 2 legs. City need that positive result, anything other than a City win, and I think it's advantage Real Madrid going into that second leg next week. Now in terms of Real Madrid's dangers, I'm looking at their defence, it's down to the bare bones. So So Carvajal and Militao definitely out of this game. Rudiger I don't think's in the squad, so I think he misses this game as well and potentially could be out for the second leg. David Alaba expected to be out as well. The big question comes right back with Vasquez. He went off injured against Atletico Madrid and struggling to be fit for this game. So what I am expecting to see is Tchouaméni starting at centre-back for Real Madrid, and there is the potential that you may see either Ceballos playing in defence or maybe even Federico Valverde. So they've got a lot of problems in defence, but they've got a good goalkeeper in Thibaut Courtois. But to me, Real Madrid, it's all about how good their attack is. Jude Bellingham, Kylian Mbappe, Rodrigo always seems to score past us. Vinicius Jr. We don't have Kyle Walker with the pace to deal with the quick Real Madrid attackers this time. So as Ruben Diaz has said in the build-up to this game, City really need to turn up and ensure that we don't feel that absence there into this game, because we know how important Kyle Walker can be in these games in the past. But Real Madrid have lots of really good options, even the likes of Endrick and Modric. These are good options for them when it comes to potential attacking football. So Real Madrid normally go with a 4-2-3-1 formation. They'll go with Courtois in goal. There's question marks over Vasquez. If he starts, he'll go at right back. If not, I reckon Valverde will go at right back. I think the rest of the defence, though, Tchouaméni, Asensio, and Ferland Mendy, I think there's vulnerabilities there. So Real Madrid are going to attack us because, quite frankly, the defence isn't going to hold up against a team that can be as good as what City can be. So their option is try and move the ball into midfield. The likes of Ceballos and Camavinga, they can be players that can transition really well for Real Madrid. And if they can find ways to get the likes of Modric, if he starts, and Bellingham, Rodrigo, Vinicius Jr., Mbappe, Endrick, if we end up seeing him, then these are the players that Man City really need to try and keep quiet. And City's kryptonite very much is us playing a very high attacking line with slow defenders. And you're looking at the pace, the likes of Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo and Mbappe, they're going to have a field day. So City are going to have to drop a little deeper, try and make this into a solid midfield battle. So because of that, I'd counter and try and take the width of Manchester City away from ourselves and try and make this all about midfield, try and overwhelm Real Madrid. And then when it gets towards the latter parts of the game, when the depth isn't quite there for Madrid in particular at the back, you're going to chuck on your quick players who can cause Real Madrid a lot of problems, the likes of Savinho and Jeremy Doku. So it could be a case where we may see someone like Jack Grealish even start this game, but I'll speak more about my team in just one moment, because I do want to speak more about today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by Stocks FC. I have got my portfolio made up of 8 players, including Milinkovic, the defender from Nottingham Forest, Kluivert from AFC Bournemouth, Gibbs White from Nottingham Forest, Alexander Isak also from Newcastle, all having brilliant seasons. I've got Alisson and Verbruggen, the 2 goalkeepers from Liverpool and from Brighton, and I've also got Josko Gvardiol and Phil Foden from Manchester City as well, and I'm looking for some good performances from Josko Gvardiol and Phil Foden. So if there's any other players that you think I should get stocks in, then just let me know in the comments below, and I will see what I can do. But my reward payments have gone up over the last week, which is great to see. My portfolio value has decreased a little bit over the last week as my loan stocks have dropped off. So it'll be interesting as we go into next week if that price does increase, which fingers crossed I'm hoping that it will. For the Manchester City lads, though, I just want to see some good performances. Josko Gvardiol, Phil Foden, the 2 players that we normally see the very best of when we get into the second half of the season. Heck, I can see Phil Foden, even Josko Gvardiol. He scored past Real Madrid before, potentially causing them some problems into this game as well. Now, in terms of your own loan stocks, you can go and get your 5 free loan stocks for free. Simply use the link in the description or the QR code on screen. It'll take you to the sign up page where it's free to sign up, and you can get your 5 free loan stocks, and you can get your journey started with Stocks FC just like I have. And big thank you to Stocks FC for sponsoring this video. So for Manchester City, we formed in 1894, led by manager Pep Guardiola. Currently find ourselves 5th in the Premier League. When it came to the Champions League, not so great. Finished 22nd is why we're at home in the first leg. Manchester City aren't even into the last 16 of the Champions League, and we know our path, what it looks like to try and get to the quarterfinals. If we get through Real Madrid, it gets no easier in playing Atletico Madrid or Bayer Leverkusen, 2 solid teams from Spain and Germany. So for Manchester City, very much backed against the wall, but you've got to take things one game at a time and just focus on Real Madrid at home and take it from there. So in City's form, it's 8 wins in 22 games. We did beat Club Brugge to get get into the playoffs in the last game, because we could already have been out of the Champions League and Europe if we didn't beat Club Brugge, and we went behind in that game as well. And it's been, fair to say, an underwhelming Champions League season for City so far. Now, we did lose last weekend against Arsenal in the Premier League by 5-1, but we did follow that up after 6 days of rest, where we played Leyton Orient at the weekend of League One, which is the third division here in England, in the FA Cup, with Manchester City again going behind in that game, and ended up coming back to win the game by 2-1 in what was a pretty underwhelming performance. But it wasn't too brutal for Manchester City, because there was lots of squad rotation in play, so the players should be, that do start, nice and fresh and really fit, whereas Real Madrid had to go through a gruelling game, a competitive game against Atletico Madrid. So I wonder if fatigue and tiredness may just play its part in this game, which again would suggest to me that I'd go with the quick players towards the latter parts of this game rather than starting them. Now, in terms of injury news, Ballon d'Or winner Rodri is out. Oscar Bobb's had a setback, so he's still out and won't feature in this game. Everybody else, including John Stones, Nathan Ake, Ruben Diaz, Jeremy Doku, they're all training and should be fit. Vitor is not registered, so he cannot play in this game, but Omar, Marmoush, Abdukodir, Khusanov and Nico Gonzalez are all registered and can feature. I was hoping we'd get an update today on Nico Gonzalez, but we've had no update on him. He did go off injured against Leyton Orient at the weekend, so I don't know if he's fit heading into this game. It all seems quite secretive, and I have no idea why any of the journalists didn't ask for an update, so I'll wait for the training session later and see if there's any pictures of Nico Gonzalez training to see if he is good to go for this game, because otherwise it makes it quite difficult for me to be able to predict what the team is going to be, but I'll give it my best shot. So I reckon Ederson starts in goal for Manchester City. I go with Khusanov, Stones, Diaz and Josko Gvardiol as my back four. Khusanov's got some pace, so I put him out on the right hand side. I think John Stones going into midfield suits City better than going with Akanji, who looks tired and a bit leggy, so I'd go with John Stones. He's looked better over the last couple of games, so I give John Stones the nod here. Ruben Diaz back from injury, and I feel like defensively we look much more organised with him, so I'd start Ruben Diaz and see how long we can get out of him, and I start Josko Gvardiol on the left hand side with Nathan Ake only just coming back from injury. So moving into midfield, joining John Stones, the big question is Nico Gonzalez fit or not? So I would go with Kovacic and Ilkay Gundogan if Nico isn't fit. If Nico is fit, then I would go with Nico and Kovacic as my two holding midfielders supporting with John Stones. And I think that, to me, makes me defensively feel much better, that would be able to contain the likes of Jude Bellingham, Kylian Mbappe, Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo. I'll have Bernardo Silva starting and dropping into the hole as well, playing a little bit deeper, which could give a bit more freedom there to someone like Gundogan if he does start, or Mateo Kovacic. And then for me, I've taken the width away from Manchester City, so I've gone with Kevin De Bruyne to start, and I would move him to play behind the striker Erling Haaland. On the left hand side, I'd try and get Josko Gvardiol to get forward if we've got extra defensive cover, which would allow Omar Marmoush to either play on that left hand side if Josko Gvardiol can't get forward, or Omar Marmoush can drift more to the right hand side. Now, in an ideal world, I'd prefer for Matheus Nunes to be starting on the right hand side. I just think we look very vulnerable defensively, and I think going with Matheus Nunes would be a huge risk against Mbappe, and I'd prefer to go with the pace and power of Khusanov, even though he's raw, rather than going with Nunes on that right hand side. But that is just me. So yeah, that's my team. Phil Foden's unlucky to miss out, but somebody has to miss out, and I think Phil Foden would be the player that would miss out, but he would definitely, along with Doku and Savinho, be the options from the bench. Gets to the hour mark, 65 minutes in, if things are going well for City, I chuck them on, and if things aren't going well, then I chuck them on also. They would be my options for City, and having that fresh legs and a bit of depth there that Real Madrid don't quite have, and maybe could be an important factor to deciding this leg of the tie. Now, in terms of the score prediction, I can see both sides just trying to cancel each other out. Now, defensively, I think both sides quite vulnerable, so I can see goals happening in this game. I just don't think it's going to be 3-3 or 4-3 that lots of people seem to be suggesting. I think it's going to be a more careful game. I think first half will be quite a strategic game with two teams trying to suss each other out, and then trying to counteract each other going into the second half. So I can see this being quite a close close game, and I can see if I was to see City winning this game, I'd probably go 2-1 Manchester City. But I think a more sensible score prediction for me would be, with the quality that Real Madrid have got and the vulnerabilities that they've got at the back and how Man City have been so far this season, I'm going to go 1-1 and Man City to have it near enough all to do at the Bernabeu. We could really do with a win though. I hope I'm wrong. I'm hoping City can put 3 or 4 past Madrid and be able to win this game. Our best bet may just be to go with all hands in, going all-out attack and trying to score one more than our opponents and see how we get on. But I'm just not sure. I don't know how this is going to play. I can see it being quite a careful, close game and two teams maybe cancelling each other out. Now, in terms of my betting tips, Rodrigo loves the goal against us. So, Rodrigo to score any time. I think if I was to back any City player to score any time, I can see Erling Haaland being potentially man-marked 2 or 3 players around him at all times. So, I think there could be some space for Marmoush. And if Marmoush does have his shooting boots on and he's clinical, I could see him maybe grabbing a goal for Manchester City, his first goal for the club as well, which would be absolutely brilliant. Now, next up for Manchester City, we've got a very difficult game, a big game when it comes to top 4 football and Champions League football for next season, where we play Newcastle United at home on Saturday in the Premier League before we play Real Madrid away next Wednesday. And Real Madrid, they've got Osasuna away on Saturday before we lock horns again next week. Last note, I do have a live watch along for this game. I'll be live tomorrow, Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. GMT, ready for the 8 p.m. GMT kickoff time for this game. So I will see you then. I will have my link out so you can go and set your reminders for that later on today. So there we go. That has been today's preview. Please do leave a thumbs up on the video. That would be much appreciated. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below, including your score and team prediction for this game. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell and put your push notifications on. It is free to subscribe. Social media links, they're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships or any videos or any general business inquiries. And finally, a big shout out to today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by Stocks FC. Remember, you can go and check out them 5 free loan stocks. Simply use the link in the description or the QR code on screen. It'll take you to the sign up page where it's free to sign up, and then you can make use of them free loan stocks. And a big thank you to Stocks FC for sponsoring this video. Anyone that does check them out does help to support the future content created here on my channel. Just remember, use the QR code on screen or the link in the description, and I'll see you all again tomorrow for the live watch along of this game. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. Hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.